Suicide Squad number 6, written by Adam Glass, art by Clayton Henry. We left off last issue with the squad being called out because Harley Quinn had escaped and they got to go catch her. And she escaped because she heard the Joker may or may not be dead. So we're in Gotham, and the squad now consists of Deadshot and King Shark as usual, but we also have Savant and Lime and Light, which made brief appearances at the beginning of Green Arrow's run. So thank you, book, for reminding me of that. But anyway, they're chasing a Harley through Gotham. They're, introducing everybody who we're unfamiliar with. And we see Deadshot lining up a shot to slow her down. But Savant takes the shot first, and it goes through her arm. And Deadshot's like, hey, dumbass, how about you shoot her through the legs next time so she can't run away from us so quickly? And he's like, I meant to shoot her in the arm because I like to play with my food before I eat it. And he's like, you're an idiot. So the other ones take off after Harley. She's making her way out of the alleys and into the open streets. So they call up Waller, and she's just like, hey, look, yeah, keep it as quiet as you can, but do whatever you have to. Anyway, I gotta go. The events of Stormwatch number 5 are happening, which was a strange thing to throw in there, but regardless, they did. So they go into this house, a warehouse, hard to tell what it is, but King Shark busts through the door. And when they arrive, they see Harley laying dead on the ground, quote unquote. But as they flip her over, sees that it's actually just some guy who's dressed up as Harley. And in through a door nearby is a group of what I can only describe are freaks, all dressed up as Harley, all coming out with weapons to beat up the Suicide Squad. And they're like, well, we're going to have to kill everything. So they start killing everything. And Deadshot and Savant are talking, and they come to the conclusion that these people are only here to slow down their attempt to get to Harley, and they have no idea where Harley actually is right now. And then we get the whole backstory to Harley of her she's currently at Arkham. She is monologuing to herself basically the history of her and the Joker. And we see, you probably know this, but it's her going in to question the Joker. She's just not afraid of him. She stays on her own level with him. And it's basically she calls him out on all the basic psychological stuff that he probably hasn't. When he pulls out a knife and stealthily has it in his hand, she calls him out for that too. And she's like, well, if you're going to use that knife, you better not miss. Otherwise, I'm going to kick you in the nuts. And Joker gets a kick out of that. So then we see that she's actually not monologuing. She's talking to one of her fellow psychiatrists there at Arkham back when she worked there, named Dr. Serrano. And she basically asks, hey, is it true? Is the Joker dead? And she's like, I don't know. The rumor is that he's been skinned alive and they have his face at the Gotham City Police Department. And Harley doesn't take that well and ends up slitting her throat. So we cut back to Suicide Squad. The fight's pretty much over, but for some reason, Deadshot and Savant are still fighting each other because I guess they're just stepping on each other's toes. There's one weird bit where King Shark goes to eat a dwarf, but when he opens his mouth, we see that Yo-Yo from the previous issue is still alive in there, which is all sorts of messed up. So anyway, they find the Siamese twin, two Siamese twins that are still alive, and they start interrogating, all right, which one is the smart half? And then we see Harley go to their old, Joker's funhouse, one of their hangout spots, their hideout spots. And we see more about how basically one time Joker was breaking down Harley just as much as Harley was breaking down him. And he made the point of her father was killed in a hit and run. And the person who hit her was or hit the father was some super rich guy. So he got off no problem. But he had a distinctive pinky ring on his finger. And then we see him hand over a folded up napkin to Harley, and inside this napkin is the pinky ring and the full finger along with it. And he's like, I would have brought the whole body for you, but that was he was a fat guy. That's not so easy to do. So she's at that point just simultaneously very upset by this, but also kind of happy that the Joker did this for her, which then leads straight into oh, I'm gonna get my pudding back no matter what. So then we see that one of the Siamese twins was shot by Deadshot, and the other one is giving up all the information on the Joker being skinned. And Deadshot's like, "Hey, Waller, is this true?" And she's like, "Yeah, no, they've got the face over GCPD." And he's like, "You think you could have told us this beforehand? Clearly that's where she was going to end up." So they try to run their way over to the police department, but by the time they get there, Harley's already turning herself into the police. So that way, instead of having to break into the police station, she's just going to be led right in there, and she can basically kill all of them while she's in there. So they have to break into the Gotham City Police Department in order to get Harley before she kills all of them. And that's where the issue leads off. So I like it. It's a good setup for like a little Harley story, just a short little thing of like, okay, she's going out, she's fine. Like, we're dealing with her past with the Joker. This is, I think, the first time she's been on the Suicide Squad, so it's good to explore like these different things. She hasn't been a huge part of continuity up until now. This was before the real like Harley boom, so I'm definitely in on this. It's a good examination. I think nowadays it doesn't hold up as well because we've seen that same story of Harley in the room with Joker like a billion times. It's like seeing Crime Alley with Batman at this point, but it was done well here, and I think it would have been done well back in 2012. So overall, I'm going to give this a 6.5. My primary issue is the fact that the non-Harley plot, like the rest of the squad, just kind of feels like their entire thing of the Joker goons or whatever was all completely inconsequential. Like, they dealt with that, they got the info that Waller had the whole time, so Waller could have easily just told them, and then we ended up where they needed to be at the first place. So that kind of felt inconsequential. But the Harley thing, I think, is good building up of the character for someone who doesn't know who or what she is in this continuity yet. So 6.5 for this. Checking out to see how it wraps up, because we only got one issue left in this trade, and I'm definitely looking forward to it.